You know, the average median income in America is $70,000, and the average person contributes 4% to their 401k, which means that, this is not a joke, after 35 years, someone would have $613,000 saved for retirement. I mean, come on, people. Did you really think you were gonna retire off of $613,000? Okay guys, we are back, but listen, this is pretty crazy because there's people out there who think this is a good idea to put $613,000 away after working 35 years so they can finally retire. I mean, how do you really want to retire? You definitely don't want to retire with $613,000 because you're gonna basically be broke and you're not gonna be able to have any type of fun during that retirement. As a matter of fact, you'll probably get some food, get a really crappy apartment, and just wait to die, which is probably not what you wanna do. Now, the argument here is, should you be trading watches and investing in them, or should you be putting money in a 401k? So let's backtrack for a second here, because I make over 7 figures a year trading watches, which is a pretty exciting thing, but I'm doing it part-time. I don't have a storefront. You know, I'm not a YouTube celebrity. You can see this from my views, but really what I'm doing is leveraging a couple of tools on the internet, like I teach you right in the training below, and literally you too could be trading watches. So trading watches is not that hard. Let's just say that up front. Secondly, the biggest question I get about trading watches is, well, I'm not competent about where to sell these watches. I don't know how to sell them. How should I go about this? Well, simply put, and then we'll get to the meat and bones of this conversation, but to sell watches, I'm gonna give you a word from our sponsors here because this is single-handedly the best place to sell watches. As one of the most profitable watch traders in America, I get asked this question a lot. Where do you go to sell your watches? Because buying them seems to be easy, but selling them seems to be the hard part. Well, simply put, I use this tool called Grailzy. See, Grailzy.com is an auction platform where you can list watches that are high-end watches, of course, and get auction bids by real retail buyers, not just industry wholesalers or traders like in Facebook groups. This is a huge opportunity for you as a watch trader or as a watch enthusiast to sell and buy watches via this auction platform. It's safe, it's easy to use, and more importantly, they guarantee the authenticity of each and every watch, giving your buyers or sellers the peace of mind when they're doing their transactions. So make sure you check out Grailzy.com to use this incredible auction platform. And again, don't forget, I never endorse something I don't use or believe in. This has been my motto for the last 10 years, and I can't recommend Grailzy enough.
Grailzy, buy and sell iconic timepieces.
All right, so now that you know what kind of income is possible, now that you know that the average student at WTA within 12 months is hitting their 100K club membership, which is pretty exciting, right? To make $100,000. That means that after 6 years of trading watches, they would also have made what 35 years of 401k contribution would make. And many of these people in our community are starting with $2,000 to $3,000. Anyone with $1,500 access to a post office and a computer could literally get started doing this. So it's not the argument of, is it possible? It's definitely possible. It's really the question of, are you gonna be the one to make it happen? That more than anything else. So let's talk a little bit about the idea of being poor and staying poor versus the idea of thinking larger, but also acting on that. So when you are in a lower financial bracket, you typically think of life in this very simple state of mind. Hours worked equals basically money earned. So you look at how many hours can I work, what type of hourly rate can I get, how can I increase that hourly rate through promotion, and then how can I turn it into making more money, and then ultimately gaining. But then something interesting happens. You watch a lot of opportunities on YouTube and on the internet because you want to get richer. And so a path to that wealth is described to you as good savings and putting money away and being able to compound that money over time, and that'll be worth something. So when you hit that 6-figure kind of mark in your life, people start to introduce you to the stock market, investing money, creating a return off that money because you have more kind of disposable income so you can risk more. The argument is, one of the things people don't talk about is the ability to obviously start a side business, and they tell you that it's risky, why quit your job, etc. But side businesses often require you to focus away from your main business. Watch trading enables you to trade part-time and little by little add money at your pace. So even if you have little time this year versus next year, you can just compound. Now the difference in compounding money through watch trading or these investments is that interest in watch trading compounds at 10 to 15% a watch. What happens though, people would tell you, be careful investment that compound 10% a month. The argument is not that watch trading can or cannot compound 10% a month, because sometimes I compound 10% a day or a week. The argument is the scale of it changes, but also is that the 10% a month is dependent on your ability to move a watch a month. So if you're a part of Watch Trading Academy, you understand how to buy, you're part of Grailsy, you understand how to sell. So you have these things and this ability to do that and get better at it. So at first you'll move one watch a month. Eventually you'll move one watch a week. Eventually you'll move one watch a day. But the argument is the compounding rate doesn't change. It's 10% to 15% margin per watch. And so the power of these types of businesses is that they mix the idea of a side business and an investment and put the power back in your hands. This is something people don't understand till they're too late in their life, where they wish they would have known this years ago, because they would have prepared to be at a stage where in 5-6 years, they're in a place where they're moving 1 to 2 watches a day and are able to basically compound a couple of $100,000 a year on the side. That is the power of watch trading. A lot of our students will go through and do really well, but over time will do even better and be like, I can't believe I hit the 100K club and now suddenly 3 months later I'm part of the 250K club. And the answer to that is really simply because the compounding effects of that customer base is the business entrepreneurial element that watch trading has that no other investment has. Now, other investments, you buy something, you hold it, you also have nothing to show for it. There's one last thing that's amazing about watch trading is the fun aspect of actually putting a watch on your wrist and wearing it and using it during the time you're investing in it. That is also very fun, because if you, like me, love watches, love cars and things like that, making investments in luxury assets that you can actually use and have utility is equally as exciting. You look at your house as a real estate investment, but more importantly, you look at your house as an investment, because you know over time it goes up, but you have utility for it. That's why you don't question it. Start thinking of watches that way and join Watch Trading Academy so that you can get out of that poverty mindset of expecting to put 35 years of savings into a 600K fund that will basically make you broke the day you retire. Hope you've learned something. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and you tell me, what's a better ROI than watch trading out there? Especially better not say 401k. I'd love to hear your comments. I'll catch you next time for Watch Trading Academy.
People go like, who would spend 50 grand for a watch? $50,000 watches are in the mail every day. I
never got into buying watches because I never had the awareness. I just assumed that a used watch was just a dangerous play.
I had no clue about watches before I started.
But then I started seeing a Watch Trading Academy and I went, that's awesome. Portable, I can do part-time, I can do it whenever I want.
They're small, easy to ship, no regulation, no registration, and the dollar numbers can be anywhere from $100 to $100,000.
The return on that was pretty big, 35% ROI.
And I ended up selling that watch for $9,900.
Making $1,500 on a $3,000 watch was mind-blowing.
The course progression has gotten me into using watches as an investment class. Buying higher-end pieces, hanging on to them, watching them appreciate in value.
Really just take me out of this consumerism mindset, more to this mindset of keeping your wealth while enjoying the item.
I became a firm believer in getting investments that I can actually enjoy, not just sit in the closet somewhere.
I've told you in the past, my goal is to do as little as possible and make as much as possible. It really does not take much of my time at all.
You're giving us the information that's teaching us how to work with everything.
I could not have imagined that this is how it's going to be. I mean, the experience is, it's excellent.
It's something crazy. You tell that to somebody and they won't believe it. Until you experience it and you do it and you tell them it's true. There's thousands, even millions of watches that there's plenty of money to be made.
You see all these success stories. How many more do you need? Everybody's got a nicer car. Everyone's got a nicer watch. Everyone has more money in their bank account. Everyone's going on trips with their family, taking care of their wives, taking care of their kids. If you got doubt, have doubt. Cool, more room for us, right? But there's too many case stories now. There's too many successes. PJ's built way too great of a community. The tools have ever adapted. 100K Club, right? Is that much faster? You just got to get started.
Watch Trading Academy. Learn how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in luxury timepieces